Regular meeting for the Port Arthur EDC will now come to order. Roll call, please.
Beverly Raymond, Kayla Jacobs, Jerry LaBeouf, Daryl Anderson, Morris Albright, Ingrid Holmes, Brina Frank. You have a quorum, Chair.
Thank you. We will now raise for the invocation and the pledge. Director Raymond, will you leave us an indication, please?
Father God, we come once again. Thank you for your many blessings. Allowing us to be here at another and directors in a mighty special way. Let us continue.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I go to the minutes, acceptance of January 13, 2026, regular board meeting minutes. Can I get a motion? Second. It's been moved and seconded that we approve the January 13, 2026 regular board minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. January 13, 2026 annual board meeting minutes. May I get a motion?
Moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the January 13, 2026 annual board meeting minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Petitions and communications. There is none. We'll now go to reports.
Good evening, Board of Directors.
Evening.
Tonight we'll be looking at the monthly financial report for the month of December. The summary on financial activity for the month of December reflects continuing stability and alignment with the fiscal year 25-26 adopted budget. Revenues and expenditures remain within expected ranges, and year-to-date results support the organization's stability to meet planned operational and contractual obligations. Revenues. During December, total revenues of $895,101 were recorded, increasing year-to-date revenues to $2,470,897 out of total budget of $7,824,998. Sales tax remained the primary revenue source, generating $659,051 in December and $2,008,651 year-to-date. Other December revenues activities include rental income, $29,029, industrial park maintenance, $25,679, and interest on investments, $27,677. Overall, revenues remain consistent with projected need trends. Expenditures. Total expenditures for December were $201,237, bringing the year-to-date actual expenditures to $512,841. Salaries and benefits accounted for $59,862 of December spending, with $176,933 expended year-to-date, reflecting conservative staffing levels early in the fiscal year. Other operating expenditures for supplies, maintenance, and utility remain limited and within budgeted expectations. Contractual services represented the largest December expense at $134,029, primarily related to professional services, program support, and construction-related activities. Encumbrances and budget status. As of December, $1,965,983 has been recorded in encumbrances, primarily for contractual and construction-related commitments. Combined year-to-date actuals and encumbrances total $2,478,823, leaving an available balance of $3,957,710 across all budget categories. Overall financial position, including transfers, total budget resources for the fiscal year totaling $7,824,988. As of year-to-date, actual expenditures total $1,901,306, with encumbrances of $1,965,983, resulting in total commitments of $3,867,288. The remaining available balance of $3,957,710 provides sufficient capacity to support planned operations for the remainder of the fiscal year. The organization remained in a strong financial position. Revenues continue to perform in accordance with budgeted expectations, while expenditures are being managed effectively. Encumbrances reflect proactive planning for future obligations, particularly related to construction and contractual services. December financial activity aligns with these trends and support a stable and sustainable year-to-date financial outlook. That will be the end of the report. Do anyone have any questions?
We used to keep the press building and EDC separate. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So, is it really possible, I don't know how we got away from it, but is it really possible we can separate the press building expenses from EDC?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We can do that.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Have a nice evening.
Great report.
Okay. Board members, just a couple of updates for you. South-Tex surveyors, they are completing some pickup work in the field to finalize the drawings for the renovation of our retention ponds out in the business park. They should be 99% complete once they complete those, and then we will have our first review within this week or next, and hopefully those plans will be done by the end of February, and they'll be ready to go out for bidding for the renovation work on them. Landscaping in the business park, you all approved the haul over for the one-time reinstallation of landscaping and repairs to the irrigation system out there. That is beginning this week. It is planned to be about a 4-week estimated project, just giving consideration of weather and those types of things as well. So approximately 4-week project, and then we'll be able to go out for an RFP to maintain the landscaping and irrigation system out there. Project Juno, which you all may recall, that we are hosting a visit from them tomorrow here at 5:01. They are beginning to start discussions with the city as far as tax abatements go and infrastructure needs. So we're hosting them tomorrow. We're really excited to have them come in and see the project move forward. So those conclude the updates for you.
Unfinished business, there's none. Consent agenda items, 1, discussion and possible action to approve the second and final renewal of the janitorial services contract for 501 Proctor and 5494 4th Streets with Southeast Texas Building Services. Can I get a motion? It's been moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Non-consent agenda items. Items 1 through 4 moved into executive session, but I'm going to read off each one, and if someone is here from that organization, they can come up to the mic if they want to speak. 1, discussion and possible consideration of a letter of intent to apply for an economic incentive from and I'm going to butcher this, Ecolute Services Incorporated.
No one is present from that organization.
Discussion and possible consideration of a letter of intent to apply for an economic incentive from Seamless Medical Centers.
We do have representatives here for Seamless.
I want to speak for Seamless.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Mohammed Rustam, and I'm the CEO of Seamless Medical Centers. I figured maybe I'll just give you a very quick overview of Seamless. Is there anything else that would be helpful? I just start? All right. So maybe before I start quickly with Seamless Medical Centers, I'll give you just a very quick background about myself. I used to be an oil and gas consultant working for a large consulting firm. Used to do a lot of work here in Port Arthur during that time. Obviously, there's no shortage here of refineries and oil and gas companies. And at some point, I got very sick and I had a gallbladder attack. And I ended up being rushed to the emergency room, and they wanted to remove my gallbladder at that time. And I ended up getting it saved by an interventional radiologist whose name is Dr. Zaygam Badi, who's now my partner. And I'll tell you, when I spoke with doctors, I spoke with many, many doctors, and they all told me there's no options available to you. It's complete removal of the gallbladder. And he provided me another option, and we can call it serendipity, we can call it fate, but somehow we came together and he convinced me to come and open up Seamless Medical Centers with him. We are today operating at 3300 Jimmy Johnson Boulevard, Suite 130 here in Port Arthur. We've opened up our clinic and we are treating people not just from Port Arthur, but we're treating people from the Golden Triangle. I had patients driving from Tennessee. I have patients driving from Amarillo. We have a steady influx every week of patients coming from Houston, come to see Dr. Zaygam Badi because of the cutting edge medical services that he's able to provide, right? And so what kind of medical services are we talking about? Imagine being able to avoid a knee replacement to treat arthritis in the knees. Imagine being able, for women who suffer from fibroids and their only option is typically a hysterectomy, to be able to shut down the blood supply that feeds those fibroids and to avoid hysterectomy altogether. Imagine for men who have enlarged prostate and who have to go through procedures that result in complications just to shut down the blood supply to the prostate and be able to have it shrink on its own without surgical intervention, right? And so what we're proposing here is the opening of a surgery center that will allow us to treat procedures that we cannot do in a clinic, right? And also to provide training here for doctors to be able to have somewhere where they can train up in interventional radiology, for nurses to be able to train up in it, to have interns who come here to be able to train. And I think what we're really here is, number one, provide that cutting edge medical service here in Port Arthur. You would have to drive today 90 miles to Houston to get these services. And even in Houston, you may not find them, right? So Dr. Badi is one of 2 doctors in all of Texas who performs a procedure for adhesive capsulitis embolization, which is for frozen shoulder. I'm proud to say that 1 month ago, we actually performed that procedure here in Port Arthur, one of only 2 places in all of Texas. So number one is bringing those cutting edge medical services. Number 2 is creating jobs for people here, high paying jobs, right? 10 to 20 direct jobs will be employed at the ambulatory surgery center. And for every job that's created, we know that there's multiplier and indirect effects as well. And then to be able to provide training, and then to be able to provide R&D work as well. Dr. Badi holds patents actually in medical devices, and the work that we do helps him create better medical devices to be used to treat patients. So let me pause here. If there's any questions, happy to share. But we're very excited, and we're here to invest in Port Arthur.
Once you get where you are rolling now, I guess, but does your organization take insurance, Medicare?
Yes, sir. Medicare is, most of our patients, because of what we treat, are Medicare patients. So we accept Medicare, we accept Medicare Advantage programs, and we accept commercial insurance as well.
It's a seamless procedure. There's no other place in the Golden Triangle that you know of. Jasper, Beaumont, nowhere else have that type of facility close by.
So
The type of procedure.
the types of there are, in the entire Golden Triangle, there are 4 interventional radiologists. 3 of them basically work at the hospitals where they treat other types of procedures. The embolization procedures that we do, we are the only one, to our knowledge, in the entire Golden Triangle who actually perform those. And patients who want to get those services need to drive to Houston for them. All right, thank you for your time.
Discussion and possible consideration proposal from Legacy Community Development Corp. for downtown homeownership and redevelopment plan.
My name is Vivian Balloon. I'm the Executive Director of Legacy CDC. We're here today to request assistance in restarting the Downtown Redevelopment and Homeownership Program. This activity is in line with your downtown target area plan. Previously, we were able to construct 24 homes and provide down payment assistance to those buyers in the amount of $30,000 each. The primary goal of the program is to bring rooftops to the area to increase the market and to encourage new businesses to locate to downtown. This project has also added beauty and value to downtown. There has been a significant reduction in slum and blight around the downtown area and increased property values. The current proposal is to develop additional 24 units to help achieve the original goal of 60 units. We have also asked to enlarge our target area to Woodward Boulevard and 6th Avenue. Part of the program includes Legacy staff providing financial literacy, credit repair assistance, budgeting, and courses to help home buyers pre-qualify for the homes, and to ensure that we have knowledgeable buyers who are able to sustain the home once they've closed. All of our buyers will meet the low to moderate income standard of 120% AMI as before. We believe that this program will provide community stabilization, have an economic impact, grow the tax base, support the local workforce with jobs and investment, and attract businesses to the downtown area.
Questions?
Said we were extending it to what street?
Yes, originally our target area was Atlanta to Nashville. We've pretty much purchased and built out as much as we can do there, so we're extending it past to Woodward Boulevard, which is in step with the city's renovations over there, Rose Hill, all the things that are going on, and 6th Avenue, which is also our Gifford Pond project.
So how many homes have you built so far? You said 24?
We built 24 in the downtown area.
In the last 3 years? How long ago? How long, in 3 years?
The program has been closed probably about 3 years now.
Years, okay.
Yeah, so we built 24 downtown during about a 2.5-year period.
Okay, and how many homeowners? Are they still homeowners, or have they leased their apartment, rent the homes, I'm sorry? Are they still, how successful?
Oh,
is
we
those
have
24?
100% sustainability. We've had one person who was being transferred, we were able to work that out. So we've had no foreclosure. In the affordable housing programs, foreclosure rates are very low, probably because they're being educated up front, which most buyers, we kind of walk into buying a house and you don't really know anything. So most of our buyers go through our home certification program, and they also know that if they run into problems, to come back to us. And so we help them through any kind of situations that they might have.
But it's been longer than 3 years because I was on council then. But, so you said you built 30. Did you say you built 30?
We built 24. Our goal was 30 at that time. It was supposed to be 30 and then another 30, but we ran out of time on that.
So incentive you're asking here is for a new 24 homes, right?
Correct, to build 24 additional homes.
Highlighted area, you have the 720,000 separate from the 30,000.
Yes, the 720,000 is direct assistance to the home buyers. So if each buyer receives $30,000 worth of down payment assistance, that goes straight to the title company, straight to closing. So that's direct assistance. Similar to what we did previously, we charged the EDC $2,400 a month, which covered a counselor, classes, the things that we need to do to get the buyers ready, to get them certified, and to have them, get them pre-approved. So that's why it's two separate things. That $720,000 does not come to Legacy, that's direct to a buyer.
One more question. So what type of issues have you encountered due to the fact that you were approved to build 30 homes, or improve 30 homes, and you only built 24? What type of issues have you encountered during that time?
Well, the first 3 years was the first round one. It took, most of that time was planning and development, buying property. The city had to go through an environmental clearance program project, so that basically took up all of the first 3 years. So we came back and asked for a second 3 years, and that's when we were able to get 24 built. And then the program ended, and we needed another 3 years, and that's why I'm here now. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Discussion and possible consideration of a letter of intent to apply for an economic incentive from Central Mall, Port Arthur.
Good evening, everyone. I have a copy of the letter of intent. Can I pass it around?
Have it, don't we?
Oh, you have it? Okay.
Yeah.
Just in case you did. Okay if I put in a PowerPoint? Yeah? That I'll just introduce myself. My name is Tran, and I am speaking on behalf of Central Mall Port Arthur. I'm the general manager, and this is my specialty licensing and marketing manager, and I'm also here with my boss, owner and partner of Central Mall, Joe Arif, and we want to talk about the Central Mall Revitalization Project. We are seeking an economic incentive from the EDC to assist us in the revitalization of Central Mall Port Arthur. All right, so transforming Central Mall into Port Arthur Community Hub. So one of the first steps that when Joe and his partners purchased a property in July was to take this asset, and the challenges to the image of a struggling retail center and improve it to have it as a thriving economic shopping center. And so one of the first steps was to hire us from Jones Lang LaSalle. We are the leading commercial property management company. A little background on myself is I came from Atlanta. I worked there for 15 years, and I also came from the property that I was at was a one-wing mall, and we were going into redevelopment to revitalize the center. Central Mall represents more than a retail revitalization for us. It embodies a transformative community development strategy that addresses multiple civic priorities simultaneously. Our comprehensive vision establishes the mall as Port Arthur's central hub for social cohesion, economic vitality, and cultural celebration. I want to say that for local ownership is probably the key to success in this revitalization. Prior ownership, they were out of town. They didn't live here. And Joe, Sultan, Ossip lives in Houston, but Joe and Sultan live down the street. I live down the street. And we see the property every day. We can address those challenges immediately and take it to the next level. Professional management, JLL's expertise delivering 22% visitor growth in 6 months. So within those 6 months, we have implemented our strategies. First, we tackled on simple operational fixes such as lighting, asphalt, parking lot. Our leasing strategies was to put in short-term leasing agreements that brings in our small businesses, and just within those 6 months, we've seen 22% in foot traffic. Community first approach, 1,000 residents engaged across cultural programming, and we also partnered with Lamar State College, Port Arthur, in many of the workshops that we have. We worked with Dana Espinal on a small business workshops. So tenant success and expansion, we'll go to the next one. Major retail confirmed. So we've got Altitude coming. It's an experienced tenant committed, almost a $4 million investment. Our business strategy going into this, we're taking this, don't think of it like shopping, it's not just shopping, it's a place to gather, it's a place to have your birthday party, it's a place to go shop for your graduation outfit, it is a place to celebrate at CC's Pizza, your football wins. So we've got shopping center, and then we also have, we're blending in experience retail. So that's why we're bringing in Altitude. We're canvassing the area, looking at, pottery places. We're looking at a claw machine center. We've got Five Below coming, and also 3 local business, which is part of our expansion plan. And this is drawing in with the increased foot traffic, is drawing in interest from our national retailers. So we've got Annie Ann's, we've got Dunham Sports, Home Goods, Ulta Beauty that have already committed to an LOI. But these retailers, they're not just going to come just because there's space available. They're going to say, what's in it for us? What incentive can you give for us? Is it TI? Is it concessions, rent concessions? They're going to want to know the bottom line for them. Are they also going to have a return on their investment to come? And that is, part of our strategy too. So from July 2025, there's a timeline there. We've got new local ownership. In August, we've added 2 tenants, Studio 5 Dance Studio. In October, we added 1. November, we added about 4 local businesses. In December, we've added 2. Q1 in 2026, we're looking to add, we've already added CC's Pizza, the City of Port Arthur Police Station, which we think is tremendous in giving the image of safety to our center. I personally shop at Central Mall, and I don't go to Beaumont because, having the police station there will have a sense of a safe place to shop. We're also adding Central Seafood, lavish balloons, and then major retail that's letter letter of intent confirmed is Altitude Trampoline Park, Annie Ann's, Five Below, and then 3 more businesses, correct? Into the opportunity investment breakdown, infrastructure and repairs, we're looking at 6.8 million, tenant improvements of 4.7 million, land development of 3 million, community enhancements, projected economic impact, sustained tax revenue growth from increased property values, 500 plus direct and indirect jobs created, continued visitor and sales growth trajectory, regional destination status achieved. Current success, we'll go to current successes. Oops. Current successes, cultural celebrations serving all communities, Lamar State College Port Arthur Educational Partnership, monthly events driving consistent traffic. So part of our strategy is to include educational programming to bring people to the center. We have launched our Kids Club, so that is a series of family programming such as story time, what else,
We're doing story time, and also next week we're meeting with the local nonprofits. They're going to do a hands-only CPR class for our children and their families. We're also integrating, fun Valentine's Day activities as well. So we want to keep it fun, but we also want to keep it educational to the different organizations that we have here in Southeast Texas, and also, the local police department, our local fire department. Give them the tools for success and for all the families in this area as well, any of the resources that we have.
Yeah, at JLL, part of it, the marketing strategy has a strong department. We've also got a strong leasing department. They're going out there having conversations with our national brand, and then the bow on top is our local ownership. And so this investment enables year-round programming, enhanced Kids Club, professional performance venues, expanded workshop community. All right, that concludes our presentation. Do you guys have any questions for us? No questions? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, number 5, discussion and possible consideration of the repurchase of 2 acres of undeveloped land in the Spur 93 Business Park from Rustin Penland. Need a motion? Second? It's been moved and seconded. Discussion. Crystal?
Sir, in front of you, or in your packets, you should have a map of the business park with the current ownership of it. If you look at the top right-hand corner, there is a section that has been highlighted in green. That entire portion is Mr. Penland's property. He originally purchased that 1 acre section there at the bottom of it that you see squared off, and then he purchased an additional 4 acres behind it. He is interested in selling the EDC back 2 acres, which is that solid green line to the left there that you'll see. He has no use for it anymore, so the EDC is, we do consider buying back property from sellers, of course, at the same rate at which they purchased it from us.
So it's just what's highlighted in green, right?
Yes, sir.
On the left right there. So the track 18C, is that purchased already?
That is not purchased. What's between Standard Alloys and Mr. Penland's property is still vacant.
Okay, so would you replat that and include that into the 7.84 acres?
Yes.
Okay, 'cause I don't think you'd ever be able to sell that little bitty strip right there.
Right, right, it would be
Okay.
replatted.
Okay, that's the plan, that's good.
Other comments? Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Discussion and possible consideration of workforce training agreement with Lamar State College, Port Arthur for the returning shipbuilding to Southeast Texas program. Motion? It's been moved and second. Discussion. Crystal?
Yes, sir. This is the agreement for the program that was presented to you all for the new welding program that Lamar State College is bringing to their skills training facility. It is an economic incentive for the purchase of equipment with it is a performance agreement, so their performance would have to be that they train 75 students, as you all requested, over a 3-year period. So the agreement has actually been drafted for you for your approval tonight. The terms are the same as that was presented to you previously and per the board's request.
Yes, we prepared this agreement, and like Crystal said, it's for them to train 75. The full investment from the EDC is $380,593.06 for the equipment to be purchased. We also sent this to the systems attorney, and they reviewed it and approved it as well.
All right. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Discussion and possible consideration of renewal of professional services and consulting agreement with Retail Strategies, LLC. Motion? Second? Being no second, the measure fails. Discussion and possible consideration of securing a provider for landscape irrigation and frontage maintenance at Highway 73, Jade Avenue, and Spur 93 Business Parks for lawn maintenance at 501 and 549 4th Street, requested by Director LaBeouf. Second.
I think, Crystal, you already answered the question. You was going out for proposals, right, on this?
Yes, sir, and you all can go ahead and make the motion tonight to start the request for proposals process. Otherwise, it would have just came back to you next board meeting.
I make a motion that we would go out for proposals.
Moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes as modified. Discussion and possible consideration of renaming the EDC Business Park, requested by Director LaBeouf. Need a motion? It's been moved and second. Discussion?
I would like to have a discussion, of course, but rename the business park as Floyd Baptiste Port Arthur Business Park. I think that would be a legal name.
It's been moved to rename the business park the Floyd Baptiste Port Arthur Business Park. Need a motion? Second? Second. Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Discussion and possible consideration of maintenance of the exterior of the EDC building, requested by Jerry LaBeouf. Motion? Second. It's been moved and seconded. Discussion?
On this board, I looked out here, and this is a stucco building, or stucco over brick, I guess it would be. And we have the vines growing, and every time you have a vine growing, you have penetration into the stucco. And stucco is supposed to be resurfaced every so many years. What I see and what I talk to the Jefferson County agent, you're going to have problems down the line with penetration and water, and you're going to lose your stucco. And there's no way to resurface or re-scratch it or with the growth on it. So my recommendation would be take growth off, resurface,
Seal it.
seal it, and then you're done. And then, I don't know about landscaping on the bottom or whatever, make it pretty, but that right there is going to get you in trouble sooner or later. Well, that would be Crystal to worry about that, huh, Crystal?
Yes, sir. If the board moves tonight to have the vines removed, then yes, we would get quotes to have that done.
All right. Any other discussion? So it's been moved and seconded to remove the exterior vines on the EDC building and to get that entire wall resealed. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Discussion of a potential grocery store requested by Director Albright. Need a motion? Need a second? All right, crazy idea. From the, let's call it the, anywhere from the 100 block to 900, maybe 1,000 block. From the west side all the way up to what I just said is a food desert. And we have talked over the years of how do we infill, how do we do this, how do we do that. And it's, to me, it's kind of the chicken and the egg. What's going to come first? Well, I think we have the money right now that I would like to, and we'll have to get with council, but to potentially put $4 million to trying to get a major, like a HEB or an Aldi, okay, that will let them pick the area, we'll purchase the land, and we'll put up the shell of the building, up to $4 million. They would finish out the building and then operate it, but lease it from us from a really cheap rate. Now, that being said, if we're interested, unfortunately, our attorney's got to figure out kind of how to do this, but hopefully our attorneys are great and can do this. Is this something that the board is interested in doing as a major project?
Personally think if we can figure out a way to do this, this is an outstanding. Because when I served on city council, and that was the district in which I represented, that was always a concern, particularly for the citizens that we see over in that particular part of the community. They don't have transportation, and to have a grocery store, oh, I love it. I love the idea.
Love it.
Only thing I would like to see is Port Arthur not only just give us okay to do it, but they would partner with us, maybe with the property. And that way we could put more into the building.
Yeah, everything's on the table.
Yeah.
All right.
I just like.
I will say, we're working with one of our EDCs closely with one of these large grocery stores, and I will say that they like to own their building. So what we're doing is we're entering into a Chapter 380 agreement. We're doing, and it has to be the city and the EDC, and EDC actually can't enter it. They can be a party to it, but they're getting property tax rebates and they're getting sales tax rebates. Plus, they are getting an infrastructure incentive. Now, the only thing with this EDC, it's fully Type B and it's smaller than you all. So they can do these sort of projects. There's nothing that limits you all from purchasing and leasing out a space, but just from very recent negotiations with a large grocery store,
that is their business model is not to lease, but to own. But some of the other smaller ones, they might be looking more or less to lease. But some of the larger ones, that's something that they do look at, and they come to you more or less to see if they can get any sort of property tax rebate, which is what, y'all can't do that. Y'all don't levy a property tax, that's the city. But usually if the city can offer them that, and then you offer them maybe some infrastructure funding potentially, that makes it a lot more lucrative for them to come in.
But I don't care how we skin a cat, I'm just saying, we're willing to go, I'm willing to say, let's go 4 million. And however that cat gets skinned.
Yeah, it's a great idea, and especially if we can put in an area where the traffic is heavy, because we have people coming in and out to jobs, and so if you put it like on, a good traffic area, not just for the west side, but also people traveling, coming in and out of Port Arthur. But great idea.
Great idea. Great
All
idea,
right,
Mark.
been
Smart.
moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Big project for Crystal. All right, number 12, we'll go into close an executive session. We will now go into close executive session now.
Number 12.
That's an executive session. 6:47. All right. Discussion, possible action regarding tenant security at the press building requested by Director Raymond. Move into executive session. To close executive session, the Board of Directors will recess an executive session pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code to discuss the following topics. The items in executive session may be acted on in open section. Number 1, personnel matters, hiring of Port Arthur EDC, Executive Director, non-consent agenda items 1, 2, 3, 4, and 12. Now 6:48. Is now back in session at 7:51 p.m. Roll call, please.
Emily Raymond. Jerry LaBelle. Daryl Anderson. Morris Albright. Ingrid Holmes. Caprino Frank. You have a quorum, Chair.
Thank you. We will now come to consent agenda, go to non-consent agenda items 1, discussion and possible consideration of a letter of intent to apply for an economic incentive from
Ecolucia?
Ecolucia Services Incorporated. Motion? Second. Been moved and seconded that we approve. Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 2, discussion and possible consideration of letter of intent to apply for an economic incentive from Seamless Medical Centers. Motion? Second and motion. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Number 3, discussion, possible consideration, proposal. It's got to be reworded. Did we reword this one?
Go ahead and say the agenda item.
All right.
Then I'm going to come.
Letter of intent. Discussion and possible consideration, proposal from Legacy Community Development Corporation for a downtown home ownership and redevelopment program. Motion? Second?
Yes, Chair. I was going to clarify this one. This is, even though it's one agenda item, it's really addressing 2 different subject matters. One is whether or not the EDC wants to move forward with reinvigorating their downtown rehabilitation program, which was where the EDC would provide down payment assistance. If the EDC moves forward with that, the motion would be to authorize staff and legal counsel to develop guidelines for a downtown redevelopment program. And then also
Legacy Community Development Corporation. They are a business that handles the affordable housing development assistance, the homeowner education, and they handle the grant compliance and closing. However, previously, this service was procured through a request for qualification, so I would ask the board to add in this motion to authorize staff to develop a request for qualifications for a company to assist in affordable housing development, home buyer and education, and grant compliance. The company would handle the downtown rehabilitation assistance.
All right. The motion being modified, can I have a second? Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Discussion and possible action regarding tenant security at the press building, requested by Director Raymond. Oh,
Skipped item 4.
I'm sorry. Discussion and possible consideration of letter of intent to apply for economic incentive from Central Mall. Motion? Second? It's been moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Number 12, discussion and possible action regarding tenant security at the press building, requested by Director Raymond. Motion?
Raymond, I apologize. Can you speak into the...
I'm sorry.
She's going to have to get it to Sarah anyway. It's long.
Okay. The motion to approve a standard building buzzer system at the press building as a base building improvement funded by the corporation, and that any tenant-specific enhancement or customization beyond the standard system shall remain the responsibility of the respective tenant, and the door will remain closed, locked.
Moved in second of the amended item. Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion coming out. We have the hiring.
Any future items?
No? No, we got the hiring of the PAC Chief Executive Officer. Well, needed in a motion if we're going to do this, or did we just want to wait?
This was going to be, well,
Okay,
I guess you can, the report would be out of executive session. The board would like to look for a search firm. So we're going to have a special meeting on February 16th at 4 to authorize the preparation of an RFQ for a search firm. So we'll just do a...
Just report?
Oh.
All right.
And we'll come back with the RFQ.
All right. Future agenda items?
Possible selection of a CNA instructor.
A what?
CNA instructor,
Certified
certified CNA instructor for our CNA program.
Any other future agenda items? All right, I will now entertain a motion to adjourn. Ms. Holmes was first. You were second.
Second.